While I was donating blood, the nurse ran out screaming, "Call the hazmat team!" I donate blood every 3 months like clockwork. Have been doing it for 6 years. Same donation center, same process, same tiny cookies afterward that taste like cardboard. It's routine. Boring even. Until yesterday. I walked in, filled out the usual paperwork, and got called back by a nurse I'd never seen before. Her name tag said Rebecca. She looked young, maybe fresh out of training, but she seemed confident enough. She stuck the needle in my arm, and I didn't think anything of it. I've done this so many times I could probably do it myself. I leaned back in the chair, pulled out my phone, and started scrolling through Twitter while my blood filled the bag. That's when Rebecca gasped. I looked up. Her face had gone completely white. She was staring at the collection bag like it had grown teeth. "What's wrong?" I asked. She didn't answer, just kept staring. I looked down at the bag myself and my stomach dropped. My blood was bright green. Not dark green, not greenish, neon green like someone had dumped food coloring into my veins. "What the hell?" I said. Rebecca stumbled backward, knocking over a tray of supplies. She ripped off her gloves and ran toward the door, screaming at the top of her lungs. "Call the hazmat team! Call them now!" The entire donation center went silent. Every donor, every staff member, everyone turned to look at me. I sat there with a needle in my arm, watching neon green liquid drip into a bag, wondering if I was about to die. 2 nurses rushed over. One of them, an older woman named Patricia, who I'd seen 100 times, looked at the bag and immediately pulled the needle out of my arm. She pressed gauze against the puncture site so hard I thought she was trying to stop an arterial bleed. "Don't move," she said. Her voice was shaking. "What's happening to me?" I asked. She didn't answer. Within 5 minutes, the place was swarming with people in hazmat suits. Actual hazmat suits, like something out of a disaster movie. They cleared the entire building. Every donor was escorted out, some of them looking at me like I was patient zero for the zombie apocalypse. I watched through the window as they taped off the area where I'd been sitting. One guy was taking samples of the chair. Another was bagging the collection equipment like it was evidence at a crime scene. They put me in a sealed room and started running tests. Blood draws, swabs, scans. Nobody would tell me anything. I kept asking if I was dying, if I was contagious, if I needed to call my family. They just kept saying, "We're running tests." After 3 hours, a doctor finally came in. He wasn't wearing a hazmat suit anymore, which I took as a good sign. "So," he said, sitting down across from me, "when did you start taking rifampin?" I blinked. "What? Rifampin? It's an antibiotic. You're taking it, right?" "Yeah," I said slowly. "I've been on it for 2 weeks. My doctor prescribed it for a skin infection." "Why?" The doctor let out a long breath and actually started laughing. "Your blood isn't toxic. Rifampin turns all your bodily fluids bright colors. Urine, sweat, tears, and yes, blood. It's a known side effect. Completely harmless." I stared at him. "You're telling me I got quarantined because of an antibiotic side effect?" "Well," he said, scratching his head, "you're also the first person in this center's history to donate blood while on rifampin. Most people know not to donate while taking medication, but rifampin isn't on the standard exclusion list because frankly we've never had this happen before." I felt my face getting hot. "So I'm fine? You're fine. Your blood is just green for a few more days." He paused. "Though I'd recommend warning people before you use the bathroom. Green urine tends to freak people out." "Great. Just great." They let me go an hour later. When I walked out of the sealed room, the entire staff was standing there staring at me. Rebecca, the nurse who'd screamed, looked like she wanted to sink into the floor. Patricia, the nurse who'd yanked the needle out, walked over and handed me a box. Inside were about 50 of those tiny cardboard cookies. "For your trouble," she said. I took them, nodded, and walked out to my car. That night, I got a call from the donation center director. She apologized profusely and asked if I'd be willing to sign a waiver saying I wouldn't sue them for emotional distress. I told her I'd sign it on one condition. She asked what? Better cookies. She paused. Deal. 2 weeks later, I went back to donate again. This time I made sure to list every medication I was taking in excruciating detail. Rebecca wasn't there. I heard she requested a transfer to a different location. But when I finished donating and they handed me my snack, it wasn't those awful cardboard discs. It was a real chocolate chip cookie. Soft, warm, actually edible. I looked at Patricia and she smiled. "Told you we'd upgrade. I go back every 3 months still. Same center, same process, same Patricia. But now, every time I walk in, someone makes a joke about checking my blood color first. And honestly, I'll take it. The cookies are worth it."